off the webinar for today. Kia ora. Welcome you all to our postgraduate diploma and master studies for the applied professional study webinar today. It's great to see you all in our webinar room. For today's session, we have our program lead, Lindsay, here, and also we had our admission team lead, Kavita, and Pramdeep is our marketing recruitment officer for Ohomai. In our Zoom room, we have our applicants, our students, families, and also our business partners and agents in the room. So for today's session, we're going to record it. We're recording now. And at the end of our this week, we probably will share the kind of recording link with you to you. And also we had our PowerPoint. I will make it as a PDF and share. So my name is Ada Chin. I'm the International Services Manager. Probably I'll kick off now and then I'll pass on to you, Lindsay. Thank you. So for today's webinar, we'll do first, we're going to have a presentation for probably 20 minutes to half hour. At the end, we'll go through the questions and answers session. So for now, if you have any questions while we're doing the presentation, feel free to type it in a Q&A text box. And then Kavita at the back of the scenes, she will probably go through some of the questions we can answer. If some of them we can't, then we'll leave it to the end. We'll go through them one by one. Please do not put any your private information, for example, your ID number, your date of birth, or any your private information in the Q&A or the chat box. We only can answer some of the generic questions only for today. But however, if you would like to talk about your applications or any particular applicants or any private details, then you better send email to us. And we'll put the email to the end of presentation. So you will see our email addresses over there. Right. So hand over to you, Lindsay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Good morning if you're just getting into work or logging on. As Ada said, my name is Lindsay, and I am the program lead for education at Ohomai. And this is one of the programs that I take care of. So this program has a mix of international students, and I'd say about 95% from all over the world, which is really, really great, as well as some staff and a few domestic students that live here. So because it's face-to-face, you'll get to meet everyone, which is a really lovely way to get used to life in New Zealand and hear more about where everyone's come from. So this program is all about you and where you have come from and how to advance yourself in your practice, whichever field you come through. So if we change the slide, we'll just talk about what the philosophy was. I'll read it and then you can read along if you like. The Postgraduate Diploma in Applied Professional Studies and the Master of Applied Professional Studies is built on the philosophy that professionals operate from their own personalized practice, where they as professional practitioners are at the center of their practice. So what that means essentially is that we're always growing in our careers, in our field. We always aspire to be better in any way that we can. And this program, whether it is adult teaching or in mentoring and leadership, is all about that. How can you reflect, circle back, do some research, and grow in your field? Okay, next slide. So the way this program runs is you can choose to do adult teaching, or you can choose to do professional mentoring and leadership. And we'll talk a little bit about who that is later on. But just to explain what happens, if you are in the postgrad diploma, you will do a year of study. And if you are in the Master of Applied Professional Studies, you do 18 months. And within that, you get to meet each other because you're all within the same courses in the first trimester that you are here. So in the first trimester, as you can see on your screen, there are 4 papers that you take that are 15 credits each. And how we've designed the program is 3 of the papers are unique and alike to each other. So you'll meet anyone doing adult teaching and everyone doing mentoring and leadership, and you'll form one big class. Those papers are critically reflective practice and building professional relationships for mentoring and adult learning theory. And all of those things are really important in both professions. So that's why we've combined them. And then specifically in the last paper, you'll take one that just has the people who are studying your chosen endorsement. Okay, so that would be designing learning programs and building professional leadership, in the professional mentoring and leadership course. Okay, so that's something to note. The reason why we've done that too is no matter what job you're in, it's really important to understand who's in front of you. So if you learn a little bit more about adult learning and who we are and how we grow, that will help you to advance who you are in your entire career, whether you hold a meeting, whether or not you meet families, whether you teach children, they still have families who are adults, and you're going to have conversations with them as well. So no matter what field you're in, it's really important to find a little bit more about how we tick as adults and the different ways that we learn. So this is what happens in your first trimester if you are MAPS, or your first semester when you arrive here on campus. If we change the slide, we'll see that your little pathway of where you were going to go with your study. So initially, when you start here, you will take those 4 papers that are in green, like I have said. Then those are 16 weeks in duration. You'll have a break, 2 weeks to spend with your friends that you've made here and your family, if you have any of them that have come over. And then you'll start 2 papers. One of them is specifically around research protocols. So what that looks like is, how do we do research in New Zealand? How do we keep it ethical? What are the things that we need to remind ourselves of? How do we get our information? Who are the people we are researching? Are we researching people or theories? One of our lecturers will talk you through what that looks like. So you do a paper on really drawing up a research proposal, getting ready to do your dissertation at the end if you're in MAPS, or if not, just looking at research and doing a research proposal if you're doing your postgrad. The other 30 credit paper is specifically applying all of the knowledge that you gained in the semester 1. So, and you as what you've come in as your field of choice. So for instance, if I was a teacher and I took those 4 papers in semester 1, and then I started semester 2 with this 30 credit paper, I would apply the things that I have learned both in my career as a teacher and from the lecturers in semester 1. And perhaps I would do a micro lesson for the peers in my class about something. So it's applied to what you know, how to lead, how to manage, how to teach. That's what happens within that second 30 credit paper. So never forget that whilst you're learning new information here, you're also applying it to what you already know. So that's important as you grow as a student here in this paper. Then, if you go to the bottom, it will say 60 credit dissertation. That's what we are doing at Ohomai at the moment with all of our students. You'll finish your research proposal, and then you'll move into your dissertation. If I look at what that looks like for you as a student, when you arrive in semester 1, you will be in class about three times a week, on campus face-to-face. Similarly, in semester 2, when you get to the last part, and if you're in the Master of Applied Professional Studies, you meet once a week with your supervisor who's specific to you and the study that you are doing for your research. So it's a little bit easier to navigate what it looks like for you to do a little bit of work and do your research and come up with your specific dissertation. So that's what that looks like there. If we move on to the next slide, something that people struggle with a little bit when they come from a different country is that you hold ideas about what education looks like where you are. And so if I did my bachelor's degree in a lecture hall where the lecturer told me all my information, I took notes, I studied it, I did an exam and I passed. That's not what it looks like to study here in New Zealand in this program. This program is about face-to-face. It's about getting to know the people around you, learning from your students, learning from your lecturers, applying that knowledge from what you bring, because you will carry something different than everybody else, and working collaboratively in a space. Whilst there's time for lectures for sure, because there's a lot of information about, say, ethics and research and how to do things, it is also about everybody applying where they've come from and using it in the space. Okay, so you won't be sitting in a big lecture theater while somebody tells you your knowledge, just so you can be prepared for that. That's something that some people are surprised at. Also, you know, there's some group work and there's some presentations involved in across both of the endorsements. So you'll get to know different learning styles of different people and backgrounds, again, from around the world, and work with them. So you need to build on your own experience and add to it. So that's something important to know when you're applying for this program. It involves a lot of you and lots of us as well. If you want to change the slide to the next one. Something that I said before is that assessments, when you think of an assessment, a lot of you think of an exam. But the way that we sort of test our knowledge in this program is in a variety of ways to assess your learning and the content we're teaching as we go along. So you'll have an assessment due at different times of your study. Typically in those first 15 credit ones, you'll have 3. So that will be spaced out in the duration of your 16 weeks, and they'll all be different. One could be an annotated bibliography, one could be a presentation, one could be an essay. It just depends on what your lecturer and the program says that we are going to make you do, more or less. Okay, so that's what assessments look like when you're studying. And at a level 8 level, you'd expect that your expertise and the things that you have learned would come into play here. It's a high level of presentation, and we've seen some absolutely amazing ones from our students this year. And also a good degree of English. I might just say also that in the world of AI right now, people are tempted to use it other than using their own knowledge. You can't do that when you enter this program, because we do obviously have software that picks that up, but also because it's so specific to who you are, we want to see more about who you are, where you've come from, and AI doesn't do that very well. So yes, we have requirements in your English, but also you need to make sure that you're confident in using it and apply that knowledge. We also have people who can help you, so I'll talk about that soon. So moving forward into the next slide, we talk about entry requirements. And so we'll just look at how that's broken down now. In the postgraduate diploma, of which the fee is $27,500, and in the MAPS, in which the fee is $38,750, a lot of the entry requirements are similar. You need an IELTS score of 6.5 overall. You cannot get below 6. That's because this is a level 8 going into a level 9 paper, and it requires a lot of knowledge, okay, both in literacy, in reading and writing. So we wouldn't want you to enter into something that you found too difficult, set you up to fail from the beginning. You need, in both endorsements, you need your official transcripts, your bachelor's degree transcripts. However, in the postgrad diploma, you're required to have your degree in first or second division 50%. But in MAPS, it's higher, because obviously we're moving into a level 9. You're doing a dissertation, which requires a lot of knowledge on your part. So you'll need a B, which is an average of 70%. Just keep that in mind. In both endorsements, you need some professional references. Both, you could use a character reference and an employment reference. You need to write a 400-word statement of purpose, which I'll talk about soon. you need your CV. And remembering that in the adult teaching, you cannot apply for this program unless you have spent 2 years in a relevant field in the education sector, because it's not designed for initial teacher education. It's designed for you to apply the knowledge that you've gained in 2 years. So if you're a new graduate, you'll need to wait until you've done some work first before you can apply. You will need to show proof of that also. So that's how the two things differ, okay? You could also use, but it's not always relevant if you're an international student. If you obtain a B in your postgraduate diploma, you could apply to do the next part of your research. If we look at the statement of purpose on the next slide, I've read a lot of these lately, and what I want to say is that this is supposed to be about you and your journey as a learner and now a professional in your chosen field. It should reflect on your prior experience. It should tell me something about who you are. It shouldn't tell me what you copied and pasted off a website. It shouldn't tell me what you've asked somebody else to write in such beautiful written English. It should really show me who you are as a professional and why you want to come to Toi Ohomai and how we can help you in your career. I really want to learn about you, and when you tell me why you'd like to come to Toi Ohomai, I can read the website. So I would really love it if you didn't copy and paste the website because I'm here and so I know what it looks like. But what do you think it's going to look like? What do you want to do in this program to build on your experience, to build on your skills? Perhaps what is a gap in your practice that you see we can help you with? What is the most important thing to you about growing your career, or who you are, or how do you reflect? You need to just go a little bit deeper into what you're writing, because quite often we will send them back. So it'd be great if I could find out a little bit more about you, because we share these with the lecturers, and then they know a little bit more about who is in front of them, so then we can help teach you better. So just food for thought on that one. At Toi Ohomai, we've got a good wraparound Akanga as a student Māori experience, because it can feel like a really big transition from your home country to New Zealand. So there's a lot of support for you. We've got really experienced and passionate teachers. That's kaiako in Māori. We've got a careers and employability office who can help you. We've got Te Whare Haora, which is a health house. That's how we literally translate it from Māori to English. It just will help you with, there's a nurse there. You can get some advice on what to do medically if you need some help. One of the most important things you can do is use the learning and engagement facilitators. They're there to help you as a student unpack your assessments and figure out what you need help with. And they're always available for you. So that's something that your lecturer will definitely tell you. You'll meet everybody, you'll go to the library, you'll do an orientation, but you definitely have people there to help you. If there's a barrier that's a problem in English, if you're struggling with the translation of something, please go and speak to learning facilitators. They will help you break things down and allow you to be successful as you can be. And then we've got some ICT help as well. If I look at the testimonials, which is on the next slide, I'll just read it for you. An international education was my childhood dream, and it came true in October 2019 when I was accepted to study Masters in Applied Professional Studies Adult Teaching at Toi Ohomai Institute of Technology, Rotorua. I continue to be impressed with the academic approach and pastoral care process of the Toi Ohomai team, which is a little bit of what I was saying in the last slide. The teaching team were knowledgeable and approachable. The learning advisors, the librarians, the nurses at the clinic, the International Center, and counselors at the student services all became a part of my support group, ensuring my academic, physical, and mental well-being. No wonder that I continue to be friends with many of the members of this team. Finally, this holistic experience put me on a path to success. At present, I work for Te Pūkenga Earn Learn work-based learning team Auckland as a customer operations specialist, where I enjoy helping trade apprentices on their learning journey. Life has truly come full circle for me, and it all began at Ohomai. So that's a really nice, student-centered success story. There's been quite a few others. There's a few teachers doing some secondary and a few doing some early childhood, but I will just preface that by saying you cannot gain teacher registration with this program. So if you wanted to be a registered teacher in New Zealand, you would need to do an initial teacher education program that would gain you registration. This is just on top of the things that you already have. So just keep that in mind, because that's not what this program is about. But lots of success in industries. There's also some in social work as well, because the mentoring and leadership strand deals with social work. So a wide range of people who are successful and loving life here. And of course, a lot of you write in your statement of purpose, you'd like to take it back to your home country, which absolutely can help you support your family and help you feel more confident in the career that you've chosen. So for me, that's all that I've got. But I'm sure you have questions, so I will wait and see what everyone has to say.
Thank you, Lindsay. Very informative information. So just put on on our presentations. There's a few questions people put in the Q&A. So for now, I think it's our question and answer sessions now. Please do put all your questions there. Lindsay, Kavita, and Pramdip, we will go through all the questions one by one. Put some questions now and we will go through them now. So let me turn it on and I can on the screen. Okay, let's go through the first questions. Okay, the first two is quite similar. Okay, the first question is from our business partner. This is a very good question. So thank you, Lindsay, for your informative presentation. You mentioned this program is for professional practitioners wanting to level up their respective careers. Is this kind of similar to Masters of Management? So we do have a program called Master of Management Studies. So probably my question is about what's the difference?
Yeah, I would say that what's different about it is that this is applied, and also that specifically we get quite a lot of people in the education field interested in becoming a lecturer or managers that want to do things like manage students or be advisors for students, as well as people who are social workers, like I said. So I think because you're using your knowledge and applying it here, it's a little bit different than the management side of it. It's not specifically about management, it's more about people and how we learn and the things that we do within our practice, which would be quite different.
Edda, can I add to this?
Mm-hmm.
Can you switch on my camera also, please?
I don't know how to switch on your camera.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Don't worry. I'm otherwise also not looking that great. So what we have got previously, so we are offering this to people who have done Bachelor of Education.
Yeah.
That is a perfect for them. And as Lindsay mentioned, somebody working as a professor, there are a lot of people who have done masters and Master of Philosophy also. Some people have done even PhD and they're working as a lecturer or a professor in a university or a college in any part of the world. They have also come and completed this program successfully and settled very well. Then another one, we have offered this to people who have done Bachelor of Social Work also. They have specially come into mentoring and leadership strand. Then there are people who have done Bachelor of Counseling. Like we have from one of the agency, we have 2 of their counselors who have come to do this program. We have some of the IELTS trainer who have been working in their home country. They have come and done this program. But I will say 60% of students who have come into mentoring and leadership is the one who have Bachelor of Education. Because then they have a pathway also. They do 18 months of program, they get 3 years of post-study work visa. They come with 6.5 with no band less than 6. After coming here, they get 7 band in each module. And then, as you know, clubbing is allowed over a span of 12 months. They can have 7 in each in multiple sitting. And then they club this score together, and based on their Bachelor of Education, they apply to Teacher Council of New Zealand for registration. And depending on if they have experience in primary education or secondary education, they are able to get a registration as primary teacher or secondary teacher. We have lot of success stories. If you want, I can give you lot of examples. And if you want to talk to those students also who have come and done this program and become a registered teacher, a few of them are earning around $75,000 or $80,000 per annum, and they are living a very happy and successful life in New Zealand. So a lot of examples are available like that. That's me.
Okay, thank you, Pramdeep. Is expanding our the answers. It's really good to give us a little bit more information for that too. All right. Okay, let me stop sharing our screen so we can see people. Okay, the next follow-up questions is same business partners asking, for instance, we have a professionals with dental practice, like for example, e.g., a dentist would like to do this program. Is it would be an idea for this person, or should this person to do a Master of Management?
Yeah, I think Master of Management specialization in health will be better. In last 6 or 7 years, I know there are 27 dentists, especially from India, have come and done this program. 4 of them have got registration also. It's a difficult process, not easy. You have to do three theoretical paper in New Zealand, and the final interview happens in Australia. But 4 of them have successfully done that. I think, Kavita, you know Cheryl Samby, who's been working in a clinic in Rotorua. But some of them are working as a sort of manager in the dental clinic. Some have gone into the public health also. So for dentists, it's better to do Master of Management specialization in health.
And on top of that, if this person want to continue the practice is a dentist in New Zealand, it's really important for this person to find out what's the pathway to go to become a registered dentist. So that's why you're studying. You're also navigating your career path for your practice too. So it's quite important. So it's on top of your study, then you go through the registration, same as the teachers too. Right. Okay. The next one is okay. That person's asking, can you please explain about what's the academic background required for pursuing this degree? Pretty much, Lindsay, from your presentation, I understand pretty much quite diverse background you can apply for these programs.
Yeah, that's what, Lindsay, I need clarification also. Sometimes people have 60% or 65%, but they have 5 to 10 years of professional work experience. Can they be considered under special academic admission requirement?
Look, on a case-by-case basis, let's just say let's just say that we'll look at it and we'll do our best to see whether or not you can fit in. We're not going to say no, and I'm not going to say a firm yes. I'm going to say
quite important.
Let me look at it and let me just see what you've got.
And they will be happy even if you want to interview them. We can set up a Zoom meeting.
Yes, absolutely.
Sometimes I have met so many students when I'm doing fair in India, Nepal, Sri Lanka. Some of them are brilliant, but like they maybe have only 65% marks. So I don't know whether to say them no straight away, or I say them you apply and then we can assess your application. Even in this time in Sri Lanka, actually, I think those students will be coming. 3 very senior people from the Ministry of Education. They are professional teachers. They've been working in that ministry for 10 years, but they have 66 or 67% marks. So those type of people, I think they need a special sort of interview or some sort of a interaction with you to assess whether they will be suitable or not.
We're partially bound by the program document. So for NZ, the New Zealand Qualifications Authority tell us who we're allowed to add to programs. So partially, yes, I agree with you. But sometimes there's special circumstances, like you've just said. Usually it'll say if they've got significant experience, or you can prove this or that. So yes, individualized, we can look at it, and I'm happy to interview anyone that I'm not sure about. So we'll just It's a really popular program too, though, so it would depend how many people have already entered it. There could be, we'll just go by that.
No, thank you.
For that kind of special admissions, we normally will really keen to look at the student statement purpose or CVs and also your references letter before we consider to do a special admission or interview. So putting your application in a high level quality academic application is quite important for your first impression. So I think that's the tips from me. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, the next question is this person's asking, is there any intake for July 2024? It's not available on the website.
It's likely that there will be a July intake. It's very likely. So I will look at opening it up. I'll look up putting it on the website. Just haven't yet because we're just looking at February right now. But we've always had one, put it that way.
Okay. This person putting a placement, I'm not quite sure the placement. So what are the criteria for placement? We don't have placement for this program, isn't it?
No, so if you're going to apply, say you have an assignment where you're teaching, if that's what you're asking, you would do it within your peers in your class or within the group of people that are in study. Somebody on campus, you don't go out into the field to do any practical experience in this program. So just with your colleagues. Okay.
Perfect. So the next question is, will there be any assistance for students to seek employment from Ohomai authority? So I think these questions about the student either part-time studies or when they're graduating, do we get assistance for the student to get employment?
Yeah, we do have career and employability cell at Ohomai, and I think Ada, you can explain that better.
Yeah, I'll probably expand a little bit better. At Ohomai, we had one of the whole department called Career and Employability Center. So this group of people, you will meet them once you're in New Zealand. During our orientation, we had a whole week meeting all the services on campus. This particular group we know is really important for students' career. Then day one, you probably meet them and they will tell you what their kind of function they can help you. They were helping you to get your CV ready, to package yourself to get a part-time job to start with. And gradually they will do one-to-one, 2 hours or few sessions and help your career pathways. For example, if a student is already a manager, once they come in New Zealand, you can get a little lower level job. But if you want to become the same role in the future, how you can path yourself and putting different the kind of steps forward and plan for yourself is quite important. So they will train you to package yourself to gain your goal in the future. That will be during your studies. After your study, the student will looking for full-time job, and these people also assist you to look how to look for full-time job and prepare you for the interviews too. They even probably will do some mock panel to interview you and give you some hard questions before you go to the real interviews. So there's a really good team there behind the scenes supporting a student to get jobs and they're ready for jobs as well. Okay, answer that one. Okay, the next question is, I think for Lindsay. Is 2 years work experience is compulsory for the master's program?
Yes, in the adult teaching side of it is, yes.
Okay, the next questions is, can someone with a BA English honors in 6 months of teaching experience enroll for this program?
Sorry, no. You just need more time. You need more time to grow in your career and your profession in teaching. And look, I was a teacher for 20 years. So I taught a long time. And who you are now and here you are in the 2 years is very, very different as a graduate. You need to spend some more time in the classroom before you can enter this program. You don't have enough knowledge to know who you are yet.
Okay. So it sounded to me as a minimum have to be a 2 years work experience before you enter to this program. It's not ideal for the fresh graduate from the universities, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There's a question here, Lindsay. The question is, for the study skills. During your presentation, you talk about APA referencing and presentation. Some students could be quite new to them. And will you embed that kind of study skill teaching in your program?
So it's definitely embedded within it. We wouldn't make you do anything that you've never done before. But also, as I spoke about the learning facilitators and over in each one of the campuses, that's what they're also there for. You can book an appointment with them at any time, sit down with what you have to do, and they'll go through that as much as you want, as long as you book a time with them. So there's always someone to help you. The library is fantastic. The people that work within the library are also fantastic. You just need to reach out for help if you need it. But we don't just sort of say this is your job and then leave you with it. We definitely go through how we do it in New Zealand and how you should do it. As examples, the lecturers are amazing. They will take it step by step.
Thank you, Lindsay. I had a question here for the research project and thesis.
Mm-hmm.
Will the lecturers help the student come out the kind of topics and prepare them for the research project or thesis in how to do the proposal and that kind of process?
The paper in the second trimester, that research paper sets you up for all of that, including gaining some ideas and what you can and cannot do, what's great, what's a good idea, talking to you about your preferences. So it is very, very supported. Yes.
So what that means is, so the student can choose their own topic with what they're familiar with, rather than a complete new topic or something.
They'll have to pick one that's relevant to their career, to who they are, because it is applied in that way. So yes, it has to be something that you have always thought of or thought of when you landed here or in the first trimester thought of, I'd like to know more about that. Those are appropriate topics, but the people who are the lecturers who run those give you a wide range, and by then you will have done so much reading in it and looked at other people's research that you may have caught on to something that you're really passionate about doing. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. There is another question here. For the statement of purpose, it sounded to me you would like the applicant to put in their own voice rather than using an AI or someone else to write on behalf of them, their own experience,
yes, please,
their own journey.
because it'll probably get sent back to you with an no thank you. Can you revise this maybe next time? So please write it yourself.
Yeah, so there's a big tips for the applicants. In order to go through the application process, if we get a full offer, you put in your statements of purposes on your own voice. You better write by yourself. And you need to matching all your experiences, put it there too, and explain why you want to apply for the program. And sometimes, using the kind of really grand words and doesn't make any sense to us. And then probably that is the time we will turn down the applications. So it's quite important, put your own voice there, put your journey there, and answer why you want to apply for the program, what you're going to use the program for your future, for your career too. Right, I think we pretty much answered most of the questions. If you have more questions, put that in now. Seems you did a quite really good job, Lindsay. Kavita, is anything from your end? You can see any trends of the questions? No? Okay.
I think, Kavita, maybe you can highlight, because a lot of time we receive incomplete applications.
Yes, I think from an applications perspective, it will be really good if all the application and all the documents are complete. Otherwise, we are going back and forth to the agent asking for different things, and this causes a lot of delay with processing the application. So if you're unsure, please let us know so we can send you the full checklist, and then you keep ticking all the things, and when everything is complete, of course sometimes maybe the IELTS result is not there, so you can just mention there that you're waiting for the results, so then we can at least then start processing. And with regards to it's just a thought that came. If you are planning to apply for special admissions, I think it will be good that you mention there that you haven't met the grade of 70% and you would like to go for the special admissions because of these reasons, and put it in there. That way it will help us to also understand that you're trying to apply under that category, and then we can forward it to the school. But if you just, a lot of applications that we get is just says, or applying for masters. And as soon as we see the marks are not there, then we would automatically reply saying, sorry, you don't meet the criteria. And then student comebacks like, oh, can I do the postgraduate diploma? So it's good that you get this knowledge and information so that when you think about it, why you want to study this program, what for you want to achieve in your life, because you're investing so much of your money, your time, your hopes and dreams. You, at the end of this, you want something that is really, really useful for your own life. So don't depend on your if there are students here, not depending on agents to write the SOP, but from your own heart, write what you think you are going to get, so that we'll have a good understanding of what you're coming here for. And if it's wrong, then we will tell you, hey, this program is not meant for this, so that you can make good decisions for your life. So yeah, so that's the thing. So complete application and be clear about what you want, and that way the chances of you getting into the course, getting a visa, completing the course, graduating, and getting a good career, all that will be quite streamlined. Thank you.
Okay, we had really good questions coming up here. This person asked probably is Lindsay and Kavita's questions. If someone's application get rejected on the basis of statement of purpose, can he or she apply with another SOP again?
I will, yes, like usually if I read it and I don't think that it's communicated well enough, depending on the level of how it is written, if the language is too low, the sentence structure is not there, the grammar is not there, and I know that you wouldn't be successful in the actual demands of the study, then I would say, no, sorry, you'll need to do some more work on your English, for instance, and maybe apply in another intake. But if the statement of purpose is interesting, but there's a few things missing and I'd like to know more, then I would say, can you rewrite this, please? This is what's missing. And then we'll look at it again. But you can't be guaranteed and do it right the first time, because it's very popular, the program, and that might pass you by when we do some others.
Yes.
Just to add on to that as well, sorry, Ada. We have seen where, multiple students having similar statement of purpose, and we're not sure how that has come through. Either it's from AI, you put in the question and it spits out the same answer, or somebody helping you, one person helping multiple students write the SOP. Sometimes it's good to get guidance, but use that to write your own, not just put the same thing, because we can easily tell when we are processing applications, hey, this has been copied, or maybe other students copied from you. I'm not sure, but at the end of the day, it jeopardizes your chance to get into the course. So yeah, make it as original as possible.
Okay, I think we pretty much finished all the questions. We're doing quite well, team. Any other tips you would like to share with our audience today? And if no more question, we probably will close it. So Prandeep, I'll probably get you to address any other special tips you would like to share with our business partners and our applicants in here.
No, I'd just like to say this is a very good program, and Lindsay is doing a great job in interacting with students. Students are all very happy. They are enjoying the Ohomai environment. They are enjoying the program. They are enjoying the support of Ada's team. As you know, our team has been rated as support team has been rated 6th best in the world also. And right now is the election time on 14th. I hope National Party is going to win, which will be, again, I don't know, Lindsay, whether agrees with me or not, but I'm very hopeful that National Party will win, and they are even more supportive of the immigrants. And right now for masters, visa success rate is also very high. It's almost 80% and plus. So, and the good career outcomes, New Zealand is going to be booming again. So there are a lot, right now also the unemployment is only 3.4%. So it's a good time to come to New Zealand. As you know, it's the least corrupt country in the world. It's the most peaceful country in the world. It's one of the beautiful countries in the world. Air quality index, it comes in the top 5 countries in the world. Passport comes in the top 10 countries in the world. It is accepted by 187 countries in the world. So these are all the positives to come and study in New Zealand, and especially at Ohomai. So we welcome all the applications, and we are looking forward to see your students. And maybe if one of you wants to come and do mentoring and leadership, you are most welcome.
I mean, and I would say you can probably tell that none of us are from New Zealand. We were not born here. We all chose to live here, and here we are. I'm now a citizen here, so that's how much I loved it. I'm originally from Canada, and I love Canada, but I'm just saying. So you're correct in saying that it's a great place to live and grow your family and your career. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely correct. I have been living in New Zealand for 24 years, so my children are born in New Zealand too. So definitely is a good place to raise children. Kavita, do you have anything to add? No. Lindsay?
No. Good luck.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. For the students who are planning to come to 2024, we are planning in mid or late January. We're going to have a workshop, online workshop to plan for your journey to come to New Zealand. For example, your accommodation, your shuttle, your insurance. So we go through all details. We'll be doing another similar session of the kind of online. I'll get our partial care team to join us. So you meet them beforehand. You come to New Zealand to meet them in person. Welcome all the our business partner and agent to join our session too, so you can pass on the information to the students. So keep an eye for your email. We will let you know when and what time we're going to run the kind of online session. If you're not able to join, we're going to record it as well, so you can watch it later on. So thank you, Lindsay, Kavita, and Pramti joining us. Special thank you to our audience. We have our students, agents, families, and business partner all together in the Zoom today. So thank you very much. Thank you for your time, and you look after yourself. Hopefully meet you all in New Zealand in person. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.